Here's my honest review of Universal Kids Resort in Frisco, Texas. And before you ask, no, I was not paid to be there. In fact, I paid $50 to get in on a preview day. The Creator Earns Commission sticker shows up for anyone who tags this location. Let's start with the pros and then we'll get to the cons. This park is so full of color and it is so bright and fun everywhere you look. There's characters and amazing restaurants and fun rides, and it really is perfect for little kids. Now, if you're expecting it to be immersive like Universal in Orlando is, you're just not gonna see that. But it is very well themed and decorated. The next pro is that the cast members went above and beyond to make this a really fun and magical experience. When we walked into stores and restaurants, we were greeted with pom-poms and cheering and songs even as we exited, and everyone was so kind and so helpful and cheery. This might be controversial, but I would say these cast members were even better than Universal in Orlando. The next pro is that there were so many character meet and greets, which is just, again, fantastic for younger kids. Next, we were honestly shocked with how delicious and yummy all of the food was. We got a sundae and fries from Goofy Goobers, and we also got a chicken skewer bowl from Jurassic Canteen. They were both really good. The only complaint I have is that the pita bread was not great. We also really appreciated that everywhere we asked gave us a little cup for water, and we were able to fill it up in the freestyle machines. We were grateful that a lot of the restaurants were indoors and offered us an amazing safe haven from the Texas heat. Next, the shopping was incredible. Every store was decked out and so well themed. Everything was very clean. The workers were so kind and always asking if they could help us find things, and the merchandise was so cute. They also had samples of all the toys set out on tables for kids to play with, which is fantastic. My last pro is that in addition to the play areas and splash pads, there were several sensory gardens, which were really peaceful and calm. Well, you heard all about the pros, so now it's time for the cons. My biggest con is that being in Texas in the middle of the summer, it was just so hot. The sun was so bright. Everyone around us was sunburned, and it felt like 1,000 degrees. And while they were definitely intentional about putting in areas of shades and pavilions covering the lines, it still doesn't prevent the fact that there's no AC outside and it's just hot. Next, the park is pretty dang expensive, with tickets ranging from $50 to $75. That adds up pretty quickly. And while I think that's expensive, I have a sneaky suspicion that people are going to be fine paying it and the park is going to be super crowded anyways. My next con is that almost every single thing was outside. And again, this kind of goes back to it being so hot in Texas, but I wish they would have put a few more attractions inside and things in addition to the restaurants, just more areas with AC. Although I did see that it looks like they have an indoor dance party and also potentially an indoor theater that said coming soon. So I'm curious to see what those attractions will be like. Next, some of the rides were actually surprisingly hard to fit on as an adult. And I get that they're designed for kids, but if parents are riding with kids, they still have to be able to fit on the ride. So I think these could have been made more accessible in that area. Next, the landscaping and greenery are all so small, and I get that they just planted it, but it would have been nice to have some more mature trees to offer some shade and some coolness. And I also think this would have helped give more of an immersive effect, especially in the Jurassic World area. And my last con is that I think Bello Bay Cruise needed a little bit more theming, because this truly was the big ticket ride in this park, and it is so fun. I think it could be a little scary for little kids, honestly, but it's awesome and really fun for adults too. But if they just would have added a little bit more color to this, it would be perfection. So I wish they just would have themed this a little bit more, and who knows, maybe they're still adding to it. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised at Universal Kids Resort, and I think it's been receiving way too much hate, especially from people who have never even been. After all, this is a park that's designed for young kids and families, and that's exactly what they delivered. Are there a few things I would change? Yeah, of course. But if you have young kids, they are going to absolutely love it and have the best day ever. So I definitely recommend giving it a shot and visiting Universal Kids Resort in Frisco, Texas. Just maybe in the fall when it's not 110 degrees outside.